Erev Shabbos, Parshas, Pinchas. This week's Parsha, of course, you get Pinchas being promoted to Kohen. He gets a schar for his kanois. And then the Parsha dives into a whole bunch of counting, names, giving a yud and a hey to everybody, unless you already have a yud and a hey in your name. Then you already got the Shem Hashem, you're good. But the Torah, you might recognize this week's Parsha from all the Yom Tovim, because we have all the Korbanos of the Yom Tovim. Ma HaKesher to Pinchas, and why dafka do we lay in these parashas during the 3 weeks? It always falls out after Shabbos and B'Tammuz. So Chazal tell us, right? Before I should explain that, well, Pinchas was promoted to a Kohen. It's very exciting. So let's talk about Kahuna. But why all the Korbanos? Because in these 3 weeks, the avodah is to feel the pain of Galus. Especially in our generation, we're not trained to appreciate pain. In fact, we are trained to avoid at all costs. We are pain avoidant. We all have pain avoidant disorder. So these 3 weeks could be very challenging. It's entirely against our culture to dive headfirst into pain. That's what we do. But what is the pain that we're feeling? It's a very beautiful, beautiful experience. There's a pleasure in this pain, to be able to experience the loss of the Beis HaMikdash, to actually settle into the fact that we're sitting in at the tail end of a 2,000-year gullus. It's painful. To share that pain with the Rebbeinu Shalom is a very special experience. Going through the Korbanos and taking a glimpse into what happened over here. What was it like active? Experiencing the beauty of what it was helps us tap into the pain of what is not. To know what it was like to be able to come here and feel their Rebbeinu Shalom, to have absolute bitachon without the shadow of a doubt. It was an auto recharge, a boost like no other. There are people who are able to have tremendous bitachon. The Brisker Rav had a bunch of kids he was trying to smuggle out of Russia during the communist Russia, and the problem was there was a limit how many kids you're allowed to bring, and twins counted as one. So he took his older daughter, 3 years older than the next son, and wrote that she was the son's twin. Even though they're 3 years apart, one born in Warsaw, the other one in another city, okay. Put them both together. And sent in the paperwork. Kitzer, he was summoned into the communist office for, an IRS investigation. Fraud, paperwork, misconduct, whatnot. When you get called into one of these offices, people would say goodbye to their families. It was just the first stop to said area. The Brisker didn't bat an eyelash. Mamish bitachon like you can't imagine. And calm as a cucumber, he asked someone to come and be his translator. Although he didn't know Russian, he asked someone to be a translator because it gave him a moment to think of an answer while his translator was telling him what the Russian said. So he went there, and the guy opens up his paperwork and he says, I see that you marked, did you write these 2 kids as twins? And Brisker Rav says, yeah. And he says, the problem is that they're born at different dates and different cities. Yeah. So his Talmud looks at him and says in Yiddish, he got you. Brisker Rav tell him that twins are never born at the same time. One was born later in a different city. Calm as a mamash, like there was not a flutter of fear. Bachar turns back. He's more nervous than the Brisker Rav. And he tells the Russian, yeah, twins are never born at the same time. The Russian said, good. Closes up the paperwork and sends him home. They say that bitachon gets you places. It's machlokes how it actually works, and whatnot. But it used to be a given. The Rebbeinu Shalom was obvious. I would be zeicher to come back to the days when the Rebbeinu Shalom was obvious, when the Korbanos were up and running, when you could see the guitarists flying straight up, and you hear the Shiras Elavim, and Be'ez Hashem, we should see that time very soon. Haggad Shabbos.